Hello, world. Welcome back to Golf Subpar. Colt Knost and Drew Stoltz. And Slays, I guess I should say, hello, world. Wyndham Clark has arrived. The man is now a major champion. We had him on here after he won in Charlotte at the Wells Fargo. Told everybody, this ain't a fluke. He's got it. He's going to keep rising in the world golf rankings, and he just showed it on one of the biggest stages in golf.
Yeah, I think Biggie Smalls said it best. If you don't know, now you know, dude. And we've been talking about him for a long time. For a while, it was like, oh, he's just your friend. That's why you're fluffing him and doing all that stuff. It's like, no, this is real. This is really going to happen. Like, if he figures it out, and it's happened quickly. I mean, just this year was the time when he kind of recommitted himself to the mental side of the game. He's been working with a new sports psych for 6 months. I mean, he's gone from 241st in the world to now 13th pretty quickly.
Well, give her a big shout out to her name is Julie Elion.
Yes.
She is fantastic. I've known her for a long time. She raves about how hard of a worker Wyndham is. Trust me, she has made a massive difference. His whole team around him is a big reason for a lot of his success, whether it's John Ellis, who happens to be one of our guests this week, or his girlfriend, his family, everything, but just wanted to give Julie a big shout out.
Yeah, her rate, whatever it is, it should be going up, and she's worth every penny because she's made a huge difference not only to Wyndham, to Max, and I'm sure a lot of other people will be seeking her services. But man, like, for a long time, it was just like, just wait for his brain to catch up to his physical. He hits it as hard as about as anybody. He can hit it as high. His short game is spectacular, which was highlighted in Sunday's final round. By the way, he putts it good. He does all the things that are hard to do if you just aren't blessed with it, right? You can get longer. You can work on your putting. Some guys just have innate abilities to do things, right? And I thought that Sunday final round was just like the whole spectrum. You got to see it all. He drove it well. He showed some length. The shot he hit on 14 with the 3-wood to chase it up there to 20 feet when he needed it to create a little room between he and Rory was spectacular. But the up and downs, man, if you go back to 8, the first time he really had some stress there after the whiff, blows it over the back of the green, gets that up and down to save bogey, okay? Not the end of the world. Goes
some stress on 8? Jesus, I was like, this might be the golf tournament
The second one, when he hit it on TV, I couldn't see. Yeah. I was like, did that just drop straight into the bush? Like, we are staring at a monstrous number right now. But he gets that up and down from the back of the green, makes bogey, goes to 9, kind of compounds it. He's got that crazy stance. He's standing in the sand, balls in the fescue, chips it up the hill. Didn't know if it was going to come back, rolls down to that 6-footer. He ends up making that, turns with the lead. But the shot that I thought, I was like, this kid... Like, if there's any nerves that are showing or any weakness, it was going to show up on that chip shot on 11, where he blew it long down in that tight grass, grain into him. He's going to go up top, open up the blade. I mean, that shot, everybody knows it. It's so easy to if you just get a little steep on that, it goes 5 yards. If you play away from that, if you can catch it thin and hit it anywhere, and he hit that little clipper up there, grabbed, what do you have, 5 feet for par, makes that. He just kind of showed the whole arsenal yesterday. And not only that, when it got tied again at the end, just like the heart to close that thing out. 17 gets that up and down, 18 with all the fans around. It was just, you saw it all, man. It was, I'm so happy for him. It's been a long time coming for him, and I think now the world knows. But God, dude, when he tapped in, I'm a rough, rugged type of a dude, obviously. Tough bastard. I broke down like a little baby right there, and it was just a hell of a moment, and good for Wyndham Clark.
Listen, there's no shame in breaking down. I mean, he's a really good friend of yours. I was in the booth for SiriusXM, and when him and John Ellis started hugging, I was tearing up. And I'm like, I got to talk. I was like, Taylor, just keep talking.
Go.
I got to get this together here a second. But, I mean, listen, and also, it was Father's Day. Obviously the relationship with him and his mom and the tragic events that happened with her were talked about all week. And I thought it was so cool to see that emotion come out. Rickie Fowler going up, whispered in his ear, and people are like, they asked him what he said. He said, if your mom was here, she'd be super proud. Like, that stuff's just so cool.
Can we give a quick moment to Rickie Fowler just for not only the way he's handled the past 3 years, I think he's handled the past 3 years of slumps better than I've seen guys handle one bad round of golf out there. He hasn't snapped on a media person once for asking him the same question over and over about why he's not playing good. I haven't seen him throw a club, throw a tantrum, do anything. He misses cuts. He shows up and signs for hours. Then yesterday, he wanted that thing more than anything. And by the way, the entire property wanted that thing for him more than anything. It was all Rickie Fowler fans out there. He loses. He's gutted by it. He sticks around and says all the right things. Wyndham walks by a little later with the trophy, and he's like, hey, how's that feel? And Wyndham was like, great, man. He's like, yeah, I bet it does. Congratulations. I was like, dude, people just don't do that. And he doesn't get enough credit for that, for the way he's handled kind of this slump and the resurgence. So shout out Rickie Fowler, dude. He's as good as they come, man.
He's as classy as they come, man. Just golf's so much better when he's playing well. He's making some great improvements. I mean, it was awesome to see him there in the mix at a major championship. It's been a while. I mean, this guy hadn't been qualified for most of the majors the last 3 years because of the struggles he's had. I mean, I have no concerns that he's not going to be top 50 in the world or possibly win at the end of the year. But that was actually a massive bogey on 18 for him because top 4 would have got him in Augusta next year.
Yeah, and I think at that point, I don't even know if that was on his mind or what, but it sure as hell would have been on my mind. But you got to think he stays in the top 50 with the way he's playing right now. But, a lot of Rickie Fowler fans disappointed. But, dude, rewind 2 years. It wasn't like, oh, I'll be disappointed if Rickie doesn't win another major. Be like, is Rickie going to stay out here? Is he going to contend again? Will he ever? He wasn't in the U.S. Open last year, So the strides that he's made in that period of time and the work with Bush, man, he looked so good for the first few days. I mean, through 36 holes, dude, he birdied half of them. Yeah. He was rolling it. He was hitting it. And you could just kind of tell leading up to the week, the range sessions he had, the way he was talking. I was like, it feels like an actual confident guy, not some of the guys that, kind of try to talk themselves into being confident.
And Wyndham Clark played fantastic. I mean, he showed the guts to be able to handle the amount of pressure that's there on the back nine on Sunday, trying to win a major championship. For a guy whose best finish in a major before that was 75th place, pretty impressive to see him go up there and just not blink. I thought it was kind of a little unfair. Social media all week long was just beating down LA Country Club, how it was for the fans, even the NBC coverage. I mean, Paul Azinger yesterday, my God, they just wore him out. I was doing the SiriusXM coverage, so I didn't get to hear how their broadcast went, but it was nice to see on social media someone else get abused besides me and my CBS team over there.
It ain't easy in these Twitter streets, dude. You know what I mean?
They
it ain't
are
soft
ruthless
in these Twitter streets. You slip up and say one little dumb thing like, oh, yeah, that was obvious or whatever. It's like, you suck ass.
Yeah, you're the worst ever at this.
Let's go back to the club, though, for a little bit, because I'll say this. I think I want to go play that golf course. I thought it looked awesome. Some of these guys that say, hey, it's not for me, I'm not going to, like Brooks came out and said that, right? I'm not going to drag anybody. Like, golf course taste is just like music taste. What you like, I might not like, and vice versa. I get it. You don't like the blind shots and things like that. I thought it looked awesome. The one thing I will say, and I totally agree with, from a fan perspective, a spectator perspective, it's not great. The routing, it's really hard to get around there. There's only a few holes where guys can actually, get close to the action. I mean, after the first couple holes, you don't get within 100 yards of those guys. How many times do we see guys miss fairways at a U.S. Open and the spotter's got to come over, create a little tunnel, they're hitting out of it? It just felt like, especially for Wyndham, who's never been in that situation before, there's a lot of places to take a breath of fresh air and be like, whew, okay, I'm not suffocated even anymore. Even on the first tee, like the only people that could really get back there were the members or inside the ropes guys. There weren't the huge grandstands. 18, I thought was cool when they let the fans up. That's a different vibe. But it's a hard place to watch golf, dude.
Well, if he would have three-putted that, it wouldn't have been a very cool vibe because there was people standing in the bunkers.
Did you see him look back when he marked his ball and kind of went over to Ellis, and then he heard it and looked back, and I was like, stay in it, dude.
But John Ellis did such a great job with him. I mean, he has been. But Wyndham Clark, 7 tournaments ago was playing opposite field events because he wasn't in the match play. And now he's the 13th ranked player in the world, a major champion, and might possibly later this year be teeing it up at the PNC Championship.
Finally.
With you.
That's what we said. I was like, get us in this damn tournament. What do you got to do? It's like, oh, you got to win a major. Yep. I was like, well, fuck, now you finally did it. And by the way, he's in the Ryder Cup. He's second on points now. So he's going to be playing for the USA over there in Rome. I mean, the jump up the world golf rankings and just his stature has been, it probably feels like overnight if you're a casual golf fan. I bet 3 months ago, you're like, who's Wyndham Clark? Oh, yeah, I've heard that name, but I don't really know anything about him. And now you're about to get to know him real well because he's going to be in all the big boys. He's going to get his first trip to Augusta, and he's going to put on that Team USA uniform in the fall.
I do got to ask because I have my opinion about the 18th hole. It was just getting abused also on social media. I played here earlier in the year, February, during Riviera, and they already had the fairways cut like where they were going to be, and we're walking up 18, and I'm like, are you kidding me? This is going to be the fairway on the 72nd hole of a major championship. And Wyndham, I know, got a lot of shit for his big high slice he had out there, which it wasn't going to go. It didn't matter. It could have gone left. If he had a 2-shot lead, I bet that thing would have gone 100 yards left because
Possibly.
The only trouble is down the right. But what are we doing? You're giving these guys 60 yards to play with on the 72nd hole of a major championship. People were like, hey, I bet Phil Mickelson would have liked that back in 06.
Exactly what crossed my mind. I was like, there's a few dudes that have lost U.S. Opens on the 18th that would have been like, I really like this fairway. Yeah. Things might look a little bit different. Wingfoot comes to mind. I mean, a lot of them come to mind. That was a little different, and U.S. Open, you think tight fairways, deep rough, and then you get up there, and that's the biggest one of them all. And it also has the least slope. There's some big fairways out there, but they don't play big like we've talked about, right? That one plays enormous. And Wyndham Clark, he's nervous as all hell. He's like, I hit a fade. I'm going to aim left edge, and I'm going to fade this golf ball. And I got 58 yards of fade to work with. And did it fade a little more than he thought? Sure. I'm sure it did. But his whole goal was start it left, fade it, get it in the fairway.
Mission accomplished.
And he did it. Yeah.
He did it with everything on the line. Rory McIlroy comes up one stroke short. I talked to him in the parking lot afterwards. I mean, he was gutted, man. He's obviously trying to end this drought. 2014 since he's won a major, and it was right there. But once again, just like the Open Championship last year, you go back. I mean, just made nothing on the weekend. 34 putts on Sunday at the U.S. Open. Hit it great. The ball striking's fantastic. Man, I feel bad. I love both guys. Right, I walk with Rory pretty much every week out there. I could tell that one hurt him a little bit.
Yeah, it's drawing comps to that Open Championship last year, whereas I would say that St. Andrews setup and the conditions they had is like, dude, you had to go get that thing. You knew somebody was going to go get that thing. Cam Smith went out and did it, and maybe Rory played a little conservative there. U.S. Open Sunday, that golf course was playing hard. There weren't a lot of people. There were some earlier guys tearing up that front nine, but like, typically, you put pars on the board at a U.S. Open, that's pretty damn good in a final round. It's don't go backwards. And the way he started, he's the only guy I saw land the ball on the first green on Sunday and keep the ball on the green. And he gets that easy kick-in birdie. He had some great putts that just didn't go in early on, but that was the only birdie he made, which was hard to believe. I think the Open would hurt a little bit more just 'cause I think that was more game plan and strategy. Like maybe I didn't go get that golf course the way I did and I got passed by people. This one was just like, it was hard to get the ball in the hole. How many putts did you see in the last couple groups of guys making putts outside 10 feet?
No.
Hardly anything.
The greens are so fast.
Hardly
and so
anything.
crusty,
and
yeah.
they were in spots where like, even if you hit it to 8 feet, it's like this breaks 3 cups, if you hit it in the right spot. It was just, there was a handful of holes you could go get and then some that was like, let's just try to play for par. I think the 14th clearly is the one he's going to look back on, forced to lay up, and then the wedge, and then all of a sudden I was like, where's the ball? They showed it in the bunker. I was like, oh, is he in the bunker? And then it was like all of a sudden they were looking for his golf ball. But
by the way, all you assholes out there saying Rory McIlroy took a bad drop there, go away. Like, Rory McIlroy is not, first of all, he's not going to cheat. Second off, there's an official right there.
It's kind of hard to cheat. The second last group of U.S. Open with rules official. What are you going to do? Like he fluffed his lie or something? It's like that's the rule. Ball, it's not in the bunker, so it's plugged, and he's going to get a drop, and it was a good drop. Still wasn't the easiest chip in the world. I think it looked easier on TV than if you were down there with that little spine that runs right there. But that one hurt. That was when it swung a lot, and I thought Wyndham's got this thing. And then all 15 wasn't a hole I was counting on for a bogey. The only bogey of the entire final round. How about that? Wyndham Clark on the 15th. I was more like 16, 17, 18. You got to hold on, and then he gave one on 15, and then 16 forced to wedge it out of there. It got juicy, man. And the 17th, by the way, just the most impossible hole in the history of golf.
Very difficult. I've played it once and I made birdie, but whatever.
You did?
Slightly,
right side?
Slightly different tee box.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, if you guys out there don't believe in the subpar bump, I don't know what to tell you because it seems like every time a guest comes on, something great happens. This week, we got two caddies that were both in contention at the U.S. Open. We got John Ellis, caddy for Wyndham Clark, Austin Kaiser, caddy for Xander Schauffele. So listen, you want to come on the show, have great things happen, call Sleaze. His number's 970.
Keep going.
I won't go that far.
I'm like Mike Jones. Shout it out.
But before we get to them, let's talk a little bit about our great clothing sponsor, RLX Ralph Lauren. The RLX Golf Collection draws inspiration from traditional aesthetic of polo, updating it to create a modern sensibility focused on performance-driven design. From sophisticated styles to the most technologically advanced fabrics available, RLX Golf is the ultimate in functional luxury and provides pieces that are ready for whatever the conditions bring on the course or off. You look good, you play good. If you play bad, just make sure you look good. No big deal.
Easy.
Ralph Lauren is the official outfitter of the United States Ryder Cup team and partner of the AJGA. Ralph Lauren is proud to continue its sponsorship of ambassadors Tom Watson, Davis Love III, Jonathan Bird, Smiley Kaufman, Nick Watney, Billy Horschel, Doc Redman, Trevor Werblow, Andrea Lee, Devin Bling, Zach Johnson, and Sean Foley. The RLX Golf Collection is available in select Ralph Lauren stores, exclusive private clubs and resorts, and online at ralphlauren.com. And Wyndham Clark, he'll be rocking the polo.
He'll
the
be
red,
sliding
white,
on
blue.
a little RLX, as will both of our guests.
All right, well, let's get to it. Here's John Ellis and Austin Kaiser on Subpar.
All right, these are some of my favorite episodes here. We got two of the premium loops on the PGA Tour with us here today. Great dudes, fantastic caddies, great players also, and they are ready to absolutely unload on their bosses for the next hour. For Wyndham Clark, John Ellis, and for Xander Schauffele, Austin Kaiser. Boys, good to be with you.
Thanks for having us.
Well,
Thanks for having us.
First off, that's who they're currently working for. They could be fired by the time this episode comes out.
Next week might be someone
Good point.
different.
And my God,
TBD.
I mean, are we running out of guest options or what?
I'll be working for Charlie Hoffman in maybe 2 weeks. Who knows?
Wow. Okay.
That bag's
I'll help you
always-
out. You don't want to go that far.
That one's always available.
But,
by the way.
Nobody wants a seagull.
No, he's tough.
Well, first
Tough
off,
luck.
thanks for joining us. We're here at the True Spec in Beverly Hills. Nice little place to get some golf clubs fit. Just right here off Wilshire. No big deal.
Easy to get to.
All right. Well, let's get to it. Let's talk about it a little bit. First off, John, you were quite the player. You had a lot of game. Maybe not the strongest mentally. What got you actually into caddying?
Well, I was Wyndham's golf coach at University of Oregon. Obviously, at one time, I was a pretty good player. And, I was his golf coach. I thought the world of that kid. I thought he could learn from how I behaved. He had a little of what I used to do on the golf course.
What was that? What is that exactly?
I think you summed it up at Wells Fargo. I have a little Terrell Hatton in me. And as Sleaze would say, I got a little temper. Yeah. But yeah, and he asked for some help one week, and I went out and helped him a little bit, and I thought I did or tried to do it, and 5 years later, I'm still doing it.
Good choice. It's worked out really well. Congrats on the first win out at the Wells Fargo. I don't know if you remember, we actually played together, AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. We got paired together the first 3 rounds.
Who won? Who won?
Honestly,
out
I
of the
couldn't tell
three?
you that. I just remember I was like, who the hell is John Ellis? And then I learned quickly that you're somewhat of a mini tour legend up in Northern California.
I do know who won.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm guessing
There
we
you
both
go.
missed.
Add 'em up.
I'm guessing we both missed the cut.
No, I birdied last to make the cut.
Oh, good birdie.
I do remember on the first hole at Poppy Hills, it was kind of raining. We had a little delay or whatever. I hit my hybrid about 20 yards past this driver, and he says, "Is this how it's going to be all day?"
That was that nuclear hybrid you
That
had.
was that
That was
nuclear
it. When that
hybrid.
thing broke, you were done.
Yeah,
Yep.
my career was over.
Why'd you
310 with
break
that
it?
dog.
Well, it lasted longer than any other club I had in my golf bag.
Well, Austin, tell us a little bit. How did you get to know Xander, and what's your golf game like? I actually have never seen yours.
Oh, it's bad right now. I play probably about 5 times a year, maybe 6. Try to break a club every time. Just
Oh, good. So we got some good attitudes
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
amongst the
yeah,
group.
yeah.
Friendly environment.
Yeah, I broke like maybe 10 clubs in college throughout my college career. That was my highlight. I actually met Xander in college. I was not very good. I kind of honeypotted our coach. He went and saw me. I was playing at a JC, and I played unbelievable. And he came and saw me that exact day, and I'm like, got him. Let's go. Full ride.
So you ended up at San Diego State with Xander.
San Diego State, yeah, we came in at the same time, and I'm sure he'll tell you stories of like how much of a dweeb I was. I wore like a flat bill hat.
Was?
Yeah,
Hold on, was?
Not a lot's changed.
Yeah, no, you're right. But yeah, so we met and we were like best friends in college. You know, he would drag me out to practice, and I never wanted to go. So.
Was caddying in the forecast for you?
No.
Like, did you see Xander and be like, this kid's going to be the real
Oh,
deal?
I knew he was gonna be good. I just didn't think you'd need. You know, I thought he'd end up with like a veteran caddy, not some schmuck like me. You know, so.
When was the first loop you had with Xander? Like, when was the first time he was like, yo, you want to
So we went to a lot of like mini tours. Like he didn't really have a dependable car, so he's like, hey, can we drive your Honda Accord? You know, a couple thousand miles and just go through this little circuit. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? You know. So we did a bunch of little mini tours, and he was crushing it. Like he was winning almost all of them. So I'm like, all right, here we go. But before that, like I was supposed to be a cop. And a lot of people don't know this.
Wait, you're going to be a cop?
a cop.
Oh,
That's
please
quite
do
the-
tell.
5'8",
Quite the-
5'8" cop who loves donuts. I mean,
You're
I was
in.
gonna get beat up, right?
You're in.
You made a good choice, Beth.
I did, yeah. I saw my recruiter last week in San Diego actually, and he's like, "You want to come back?" I'm like,
So did you go through the academy and everything?
"Oh, I was a month away from like being admitted into the academy."
Getting a badge.
And Xander's dad actually messaged me, email, and I'm like literally at home. He's like, "Hey, we need a caddy. Why did we never think of you?" I'm like, "Because I'm fucking anger ball. I don't know. Like, why would you want me on? Like, I'm unstable, you know." So he like sent me an email, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll try it out." And I talked to my wife, or at the time it was my girlfriend. Talked to my parents. I'm like, "You think I should do it?" Like, I know he's really good, but like, who knows what's gonna happen? Like, it's not a sure thing. You got to still go through Corn Ferry and all this. Like, I don't know.
Safer than being a cop.
Yeah.
And
At
by
the
the
time,
way,
yeah. I was.
you complain about commercial flights. Now you
Well,
only
now-
fly private.
well, now-
It used
Hold
to
on.
be a cop.
Just save that. We will get to that.
Yeah.
Okay, just save that.
Not
for a
many
second.
cops on the PJ.
No, not many. No, there's some security when you get off of them, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
easy.
Easy.
So how many years? Is it, I mean, you've been with Xander's whole PGA Tour.
8 years, yeah.
8 years.
Yeah.
Give me the closest you've ever been to getting fired.
Oh boy.
Both of you. I want to know.
Like in the
both.
last week? Like in the last week or no?
Ever? Has there ever been?
Not
a
really.
time
Dude,
where
he's so easy to work for. Like, and we're boys, so like I just tell him how it is. Like, if he's being a bitch, I'll just say, hey, you're being a bitch. Like,
You don't have
sack
to
up.
whisper, bitch. Just the mic.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm just trying to ease
No,
into
we
this
got
because
it.
it's gonna get progressively worse.
I love it.
No, it's just like there's been times where we've argued, but like there was never really a time where it's like I'm gonna get canned. There's some times where, like I need to pick my shit up. Like I need to be a better caddy, and that's why like I don't know if you know John and we like to walk the course quite a bit because it's like I need to know my shit. I'm a young guy, like I'm still learning how to be the best caddy I can be. As cliche as that sounds, you know, I'm out here and I'm young, trying to compete with all these veterans.
Is part of that like staying out of the cemeteries at night?
Oh God. Yeah.
Whoa, we need to.
Yeah, no, you don't
We need to explore that in a little bit.
Yeah, that was a rough night. That was the lowest point in my life at that moment right there.
At least he
that's
came
when
and
I
got
thought
you.
that was actually probably the time I thought I was gonna get fired.
Well, I know. I was hoping there was another time, so then I could go back and bring that one up.
No,
What's this? Well,
I
now I
need to
gotta
know the
hear it.
story.
What's the
I don't even
cemetery
know the
story?
I don't think Ellis knows this. It's our rookie year. We're at the Byron, but it's the
Las Colinas, Four
Las
Seasons.
Colinas, thank you. We missed a cut, probably because of me. And this is like our 7th, 8th event, right? And Xander's, you know, he's grinding at this time. He's like the Hideki Matsuyama of an American golfer. And we missed a cut, and Dave is with us, Pelakudis, Big Wave Dave, caddies for Bo Hostler. We're like, let's go out. Like, at this time, I'm like 23 or 24 at the time, 23. I'm like, yeah, let's go down, you know, downtown Dallas and hang out, go to Uptown. We end up getting, at the time, we were walking by, and there was bottle service for like $300. We're like, how much is bottle service? Like a table. Oh, it's $300. I'm like, oh, sweet, sign us up. Next thing you know, I drink a fifth of Grey Goose. And end up in the middle of a thunderstorm, like dumping rain, in the middle of a thunderstorm, in a cemetery, doing snow angels. And this guy walks past me, and he's like, dude, you need help? And I just go, shut the fuck up, and like yell at him, lose it.
I'm a
While
cop.
I'm on the phone.
I'm a cop.
Yeah, I'm a
Get
cop.
your badge number.
Yeah,
Report your
exactly.
ass.
That's why I cannot be a cop to this day. But I'm like blacked out, and I'm calling my wife, and friend finds me, and she's like, dude, you're in a cemetery. So she calls Xander. This is at 2:30 in the morning. Xander wants to wake up and practice at 7 a.m. Miss a cut, wants to grind, like not, you know, like a true golfer would. And she calls Xander. He's like, I don't know where Austin is. It says he's in a cemetery. And he's like, why is he in a cemetery? He's like, I don't know. He called me, jumbled, yelling, and he told some guy to shut the fuck up. And I'm like, okay. But I'm literally hugging onto a tree, blacked out. So I'm here, and then Xander, being the good friend that he is like, all right, I'll find him. Send me the screenshot of where he's at. So he comes, and he calls me, and I'm like, I pick up. I'm like, what the hell? He goes, I'm here to pick you up. Find my car. And I go, I don't know where you're at. It's dumping rain. I would go, honk, honk. Maybe I'll find you. And he like honks twice. And I go, I heard it. Go right. He's like, how the fuck do you know where I'm at? Like, to go right or left. So he ends up finding me, and I am literally covered in mud. Like covered, probably dead person, like juice, you know, like gross.
Dead body juice.
Yeah, like in a cemetery is just foul. Picks me up in the courtesy car. The courtesy car is destroyed. Like, he had me take my shirt off. He has pictures of it, which
Yeah,
I'm
I
glad
know.
he didn't
He
show you.
actually offered them up, and I said we're not going to do that. To him.
Yeah, it was a tough look. And that was like when I was 20 pounds lighter, too, and it still was not good.
Hey, well, you made it out alive. Not many people do out of a cemetery.
That's a good boss, and you survived that
Dude,
on
it's
the
like,
bag.
hey,
You didn't
you're
even
unfireable.
can.
That's
If
so
he
good of a
doesn't can
guy.
you for that, dude,
Yeah, you're
you have
unfireable.
like,
You're
you
good.
have,
Yeah.
you have
Yeah, pretty sure
immunity
you can do anything.
Yeah.
for
Safe.
forever. All right, now Jelly, you tell an embarrassing drunk story. No.
Well, last night.
Have you ever been? You and Dub go back, like you go way back, like you said, to college. But have you ever had a moment where, and you've been through ups and downs too? Have y'all ever? Have
100%,
you ever
like,
had a situation where like
we've
this might
had-
be it?
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten in like yelling fights on the golf course. There's times where I felt like, maybe this isn't working. Maybe I could get fired. But never to the point where, I mean, we've had some awkward nights or awkward tournaments, and then we went out in Vegas. Like Vegas 2 years ago, where I was like, man, we were fighting. I mean, it was just the final round. Everything I said, I got an earful back, and I was like, all right, I can't handle this anymore. He's acting like a little too much at me. And then I think I wasn't staying with them, but he's like, hey, I'm going to get out of my room. Can I stay with you? And he actually had the room. I felt like he did it like, will you stay with me tonight?
I don't want to be alone.
I don't want to be alone. We went out, we gambled, had a great time, and everything was okay. But it was like, that was one of the times where I was like, all right, this could be the end of this.
Vegas cures everything.
Yeah, Vegas does cure everything.
Oh, yeah.
Just get
Definitely
over it.
Cures everything. I mean, you picked up your first win earlier this year at the Wells Fargo. Were you surprised at all how long it took him? Because all of us that watch Dub play, I mean, like, we just rave about his talent.
Yeah, for sure. Surprised. He's been knocking at the door. I actually felt like he was ready this year. I know he'd been close the last few years or had chances to win. Talent-wise, ability-wise, who he is as a golfer, sure, he should have won. I thought his maturity level needed to be where it is now to win golf tournaments. And he's there, and I expect him to win multiple golf tournaments. And I truly believe he's one of the best players in the world based on what he's doing now. And I don't think he was ready to do that a few years ago, even with having the talent and the skills that he had.
Well, y'all were actually battling it out coming down the stretch Saturday and Sunday. Saturday was some of the best golf I've ever seen between both guys. What's it like for y'all? I mean, y'all are good friends. When y'all are out there on the golf course paired together, y'all mucking it up, having a good time, or is it all business?
He was awesome on Sunday. We're trying to get our first tournament. Yes, we've been in this situation a few times. They're in it every week. We're trying to win. I was nervous. Wyndham was nervous. I will say something like, twosomes are fast, and you're going, and I'm reading putts for Wyndham all week that week. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, he's like, go do your thing. I'll take the pin. Because you usually take the pin when their guy's in. And he's like, I got the pin. Go do your thing. Like, first class kind of stuff. Like, we're out there just grinding, trying to do it. And my boy over here is helping me out, which was pretty amazing. And Xander the whole time was talking to Dub, making him feel comfortable. I felt like Sunday, if we weren't with him, could have been different. Because these guys walking down the first fairway, we were already making fun of each other and telling, like, hey, let's go, or,
Yeah.
I told him we were going to pound him, and we did.
Hey, give him a bad number here or there. We really need one. We could really use one.
You've won 5 of these things. We haven't sniffed one.
Just give him 1 or 2 bad digits. Yeah, you guys were talking the whole time. Like, that pairing, I think, played a big part in that. And it seemed like Dub and Xander were like you said, they were going down the first, but it looked like they were not John a little, but like friendly, like shit talking like you do to your boys. Like if Dub outdrove him or vice versa or
it's
whatever.
Definitely coping for both of them. Like Xander enjoys it too, like so it puts them at ease, both of them. So it's like they're going to be in their comfort zone. We were both in our clearly on Saturday they were both in their comfort zone. So
that was
the best golf I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 5 years, not nearly as long as you, and you've played amazing golf. But the golf they played on Saturday was unbelievable.
On a hard golf course.
Yeah.
On a big yard.
64, 63, or what?
7 under, 8 under, yeah.
I would have to think the on-course commentator had to comfort y'all a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's Barbara. Definitely Barbara.
Yeah. She's the
who are we kidding? No one likes you.
See, I don't know if you know this. So I have a lady that carries my video monitor for me. Her name's Barbara. Okay, so we're at Phoenix Open. The first time she ever goes with me, we're paired. We're walking with Xander. And Xander walks by me. He's like, Jesus, you're big time now. You got an assistant. I was like, yeah, this is Barb. He's like, hi, Barb. All good, no big deal. I think 2 days later, we're walking with him again. Xander walks up. He goes, hey, Barbara, how are you? She goes, I'm good. What's your name? Just Xander had no clue.
And what industry are you in?
Yeah. And now Xander says hi to her every time, and Xander is by far her favorite golfer. She gets so excited when we go with Xander and Austin.
Hello, son.
Yeah.
I'm
good. What's your name?
You watching your favorite players out here?
Barbara's the GOAT.
She is. Great.
All
woman.
right. Serious golf question here. Serious caddy question here. Big part of caddying, psychological, right? A lot of guys give numbers and can club and read lies and things like that. But when your horse ain't running right, you got to get him back in the game. Each of you answer, like, let's say the dauber is down, head's down, you got to get him back in it. Is it you give him the apple, you give him the Spurs? What's the best way to get the best results out of your boys?
I try to make things loose, like bring up sports, bring up something other than golf, because obviously at the time golf's not going well. He's a big sports fan, he loves Avalanche, so I'll bring something up sports-wise to where he's not really thinking about golf and he could just go swing and move on from golf. Because that's half of it, right? Like he's walking down the fairway, F this, I can't hit it. My ball striking. I'm gonna be on the Corn Ferry next year.
I can attest to all this. I actually know.
It's all the
one
same
case
stuff
I know.
I say, and then
Like, dude, you are.
Yeah. The best story ever. One time he missed a few cuts, and we were in Japan or something, or Korea. We finished 4th, but on the 27th hole, he hits in the water way right, and he's like, "John, that's it. Motel 6s from here on out. There's no way I'm going to keep my card." And he finished 4th. Played great the last
You told
week.
me that actually when you got back. It sounds so perfect because I've actually experienced that. What about you, when Xander? If it's rare that your boy doesn't play good, by the way, but let's just say he's a couple over rarely.
Yeah.
What do you do to get him back?
No, I mean, he's always been the guy he was raised that way, like just be tough and like, you know, be your own hype man. So I always knew he did not like any of that foo-foo talk.
The
like,
rah-rah shit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he hates that. So like, you know, he hates being called bud and pal. So I'll do it just to piss him off.
Come
every
on,
once in a while.
sport.
Yeah, hey bud, let's go. Come on, let's hit this one. No, he doesn't need that. So he's you know, he'll be the first one to tell you like, oh, I need to talk my caddy off a cliff sometimes, and it's like, oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, go ahead.
no, let's hear it.
No, I'm
you
interested
got?
because I mean, y'all two, like I said, are very good friends, and y'all have had
Yeah.
some gin battles
Yeah.
There you go.
over the years.
They're
I
not
need
battles.
to know.
They're not battles.
Okay, Austin, what's
Well,
your so you
are
and
you
Ellis
just-
are
are
playing
you
gin
gin
player
player too?
We always play, you know, with teams. So I get Griner usually, and he gets Big Wave Dave because he's probably the best. Would you say I'm second
the
best?
best?
I'm second. Yeah, he's
Wait,
the
say
best.
it. Say it again.
Let's just say he talks like he's the best.
Can I
Say-
get in some of these games?
say it again.
Half
I'm the
time,
best.
He doesn't know what
I
I'm
taught
not
you
sure
how
he
to
can
play.
see.
But
Oh
I
my
am his daddy. Like
Okay.
he hates going against me. So like, you want to switch teams? He's like, no, I'm good over here. I'll just, you know. So he is good, but
Novocaine, it just takes.
You gotta
time.
walk the
he
dog.
talks like he knows what he's doing. You know, like
You
he
walk
just
the
says
dog?
it so
Yeah,
confidently.
walk the dog. Yeah.
So you own him, basically.
Yeah.
Is what the end of that is. Yeah, perfect.
What about, because you're a good player, you just say you don't play that much anymore. Let's say Caddie-player match, alternate shot. What's the line?
Oh.
You and X
What course?
versus Jelly and Dub. What course you want it on?
Oh,
They
against
both
them?
like Quail
against
Hollow.
them. That'd
That'd
actually
be a good match.
That's
That'd be a
is
good
that
match.
not? That's
Yeah.
why I figured it would be, right?
No, what I like. I don't play much. My iron play is awful, but I can.
He chips the
I can
snot
chip
out
pretty
of it.
well.
You got the short game.
That's
still?
it. Well, I miss every
That's
green,
what
so I
Jelly
have
does.
to.
Jelly's a really good putter.
Yeah, I'm pretty good putter. My short game's pretty good.
Holding it like this.
You just
You've
told me you
never
were quitting
seen-
because you just played so good in your last round.
I shot 68 at a course back, and I didn't miss hit a shot. I hadn't played in months, and I'm like, why would I ever play again? I can't get any better than that.
Yeah.
You have never seen more putter grips used throughout one round or one tournament than John Ellis. There's
Yeah.
some shit that I'm like, you can't even
No.
got the
create. I'm like,
Yankees?
I don't. Yeah, maybe I
No,
did.
there's no
like,
maybe.
If I put it
You
in
got
between the
the-
gap between my pinky and my ring finger, then I can't. I mean, just shit you've never seen before in your life with the jelly.
I gotta
man.
ask, back in the Jicky Jack days, did you and Sleaze ever room together? Or?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Okay,
Lots.
break down Sleaze as a travel partner.
Oh yeah.
High maintenance diva. He claims he was like, where are you from? In Denver's the hood.
Such bullshit. Consider the source. Consider the source.
It's fact.
What else? High maintenance and a
High
what else
maintenance.
we got?
Yeah.
He's probably organized, huh? He probably like unpacked.
No.
it. No. How do you
No.
high maintenance?
He couldn't.
like-
You couldn't get him up. He would hit snooze like 9
That's
times.
the fact. That's the accurate.
Yeah.
Like 7:30. Who tees off at 7:30?
A jicky at 7:30. What are they
Hey,
doing?
we'd be in Canada. Like, I get 2 afternoon times. I need 1:30.
Red
both
Bull,
days.
please. Red Bull.
Yeah, we did have some good runs.
Yeah.
Staying together up there in Canada. Honestly, to this day, this is no BS because he's here and he's actually dragging me about the Denver thing. Best player to never hold status on a Corn Ferry or PGA Tour. Honestly, that like people ask, I say John Ellis.
All right,
Ball
edit
striking-
that out. We're not allowed to be
Ball
nice to each other on
striking
this
was
pod.
like legit tour level. Putting, chipping, brain, 0.
Can you
But
compare like a current day tour player's brain?
Who's
to
the
John
Oh,
Ellis?
brain?
Yeah,
I mean,
like
it's
mental
Hatton.
game.
It's Hatton on steroids.
Hatton on steroids.
He makes Hatton look like
Tony Robbins.
Cantlay, dude. Yeah, he makes Hatton look like a flatliner. Ellis, how many? This is the thing. There was no trucks out there, no equipment trucks or whatever. How many tournaments did you start with 14 and end with 14?
Very few.
Very
actually.
few.
Luckily, I played well, or else I would never have any clubs to finish tournaments with.
Like, well, it's a perfect 8 iron, but I broke that yesterday, so it's a little chippy 7.
So that was a good ball strike. I'd hit like 7s and hard hook 9s because I didn't have an 8 or a 6 at 1 week.
Yeah, it was It was the real deal.
Well, caddies are starting to get a lot more in the limelight now. Netflix has obviously helped that a lot. John, I got to ask you about your man Austin here. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bougie is Austin Kaiser?
11.
Yeah.
Are you that bougie? I'm starting to hear things.
I grew up with not much money, so when I started making money, I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. Like, this is like not Monopoly dollars. These are real dollars. So like I just like, I'm not gonna have kids, so it's like, why pass down? I'm not gonna pass my money down to anyone, so I like to spend it.
Rumor has it you bought a car just for your dogs.
Okay, it was a 2004 Subaru. Like, it's just
You bought a car
That's
for
a
your
nice
dog.
car for a dog, dude.
I did buy a car for my dogs. Yeah,
What do they do with it exactly?
they drive it. I sit in the back and they drive it around town.
As
I
a
go to the
police
dog
officer.
beach, and I was sick of washing my cars like nonstop, and I'm like, I'm just gonna invest in a little shitty car.
Oh my
It's great. And like, if you need a car in San Diego, just let me know.
I'm good, dog. I don't need your I don't need your dog's car.
Golden Retriever hair all over you.
Yeah.
That's
What kind of
impressive
dogs do
they
you
did
have?
that.
I have a German short-hair pointer and a fox red lab.
Sounds bougie.
Yeah, they're high maintenance dogs.
And they
yeah.
arrive in style.
Poodle.
All right, this is a good.
Well, hold on, let me
good
ask down this
follow-up
bougie
to
thing
this.
for a second. Hold on,
Okay,
because
go.
I know it's devastating to you because Xander has recently moved to Florida.
Yeah,
He was living in San Diego. He flies private. You got to ride.
I did.
Lot of
During
free
COVID, we
rides.
flew private everywhere.
So-
'cause-
More than just during COVID.
yeah, he was on flights. He was just flying places
Double
randomly.
this.
Yeah.
So now that I'm told, since now that he's moved to Florida, you have to fly commercial. What airline are you trying to get the best status with?
Oh boy, I mean,
God, that's a tough.
He's gonna
That's
do
a
private
tough
on
go
his own.
backwards, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
That's a tough go
I'm
backwards.
like, why are there so many people on this flight? What's going on?
Who are these strangers?
No, I fly United or surprisingly Southwest.
Oof, God,
Yeah.
that's wow. Net
Times
jets
are
to
tough.
Southwest.
I know.
Would you
it's so
consider
tough.
moving to Florida just so you can start flying private?
I'm
again?
honestly
I honestly
thinking about
would
it.
if I was you. I
I'm
think.
dead serious.
They got
thinking
beach in
about it.
Florida too,
Yeah.
dude. You could
This
surf
is
and
this is becoming a problem.
It's really selfish of
sell
him to
your
move like
dog's
that.
car.
Because he moved
Get
to
him something
Vegas,
new.
right? Which wasn't bad. I'd just jump on a Vegas flight to San Diego and then meet him at the, hey, bud, how's it going? Where's our flight? No, but now it's like, I can't do that. So I'm screwed.
And the other day, you actually had to drive all the way to Orange County to get on a private flight.
I know. We flew actually
Which he
on
could
Wednesday.
play.
On Wednesday, we flew up for a practice round from San Diego because you don't want to sit in a car for 6 hours. So they're like, oh, when time are you leaving? You driving? I'm like, no, we're flying. They're like, what? So it's nice.
Is there anything worse than a long drive to a private flight? I mean, come on. That's the shit.
Terrible.
That's the worst.
Well, you can't drive on the tarmac.
Oh
Like, what
my-
kind of
I know,
bullshit
dude.
is that?
Yeah,
And then what
what
kind of
about what are
food-
these ounces?
What kind of food did they have on that plane that you were complaining about?
I'm
Out
not
of-
complaining about anything, but we did have sugarfish on that thing.
Was it as good as your Nobu last night?
No, that was really nice.
I heard Xander didn't even want to go. You made him go.
Oh, here we go.
And then
Did Gary tell you
Then
this?
you made him pay for dinner.
Yeah, I was like, you
Smart.
whip your card out, boss.
Yeah, get that black card.
No,
out.
he had invited us, and then I threw my card at him, and he said, "Nah, Daddy's got this," or some bullshit like that.
Gary's version of the story is much different.
Don't listen to a word Gary says.
Oh, that's good.
Every time he sees me, hey, how's the sushi on the Southwest flight? Like, Gary?
Where would you rank Gary on the intelligence level on the
Oh,
PGA
he's
Tour?
a -1. Like he's bottom of the deck.
They're not afraid to bear you. And also, Scovrin told me like a couple years ago they nicknamed you Stevie.
Yeah, he
Now,
calls
can-
me Stevie.
Okay, why?
I take my job like surprisingly with this.
He's one of the best, by
I
the
do. I do take my job pretty seriously. So like I'm pretty intense at times. Like when I go through course stuff and like trying to figure out certain plays and whatnot. So he's like, dude, you're like Steve Williams. I'm like, is that a compliment? I mean, I don't know. Is it?
Do you wear
don't
tight
know.
jean shorts like he does off the course?
No, I don't do that.
Okay.
I might though.
You should try it.
He's in better shape than you.
He's way better shape than me.
Yeah.
Perfect segue to the next question. Which, perfect in terms of jean shorts and in better shape. Which caddy? You got the new Saks campaign, right? All the caddies are getting fame. They're
Yeah.
underwear models, all that. Which caddy on tour should be most offended or is most offended they weren't a part of that campaign?
I don't know who's most offended. Big Wave Dave.
Dave,
Big
for
Wave
sure.
Dave is.
Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's single. He does well with the ladies. He thinks he's pretty good looking. He's one of the few guys that probably looks at himself while he's putting on his boxers.
Yeah,
like,
that's a
yep.
fact.
let's see how I look in
You
these.
got it, bud. You look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Wave?
Big Wave.
Wave.
Yeah.
God, I love
Okay,
Wave.
Big Wave Dave.
I
I like
love
that.
Wave. I figured they'd get a good. What
That's
about? I feel like
100%.
you'd slide right in there though. You know what I mean?
The Saks?
Huh?
If I like maybe 6 years ago.
Not anymore.
No.
You got to go back to
I'm
that.
top heavy now. You know, I'm like
I know.
really small legs.
They saw those dance moves you
Nothing wrong
got.
with
They might
that.
change their mind.
Yeah, it needs like 16 of those
Better?
Coronas.
Are you a better dancer or karaoke singer?
Probably dancer. I wouldn't say I was good at karaoke.
You have your own
decent. Actually, you're
karaoke
pretty
machine.
good.
Or rapper.
I'm a probably better dancer.
What's your go-to karaoke
Kind of a-
song?
Jack of all trades.
Can we play it?
Oh boy, no, don't do that. I sang Vanilla Ice that night. That was pretty good.
Yeah, you were actually
Ice Ice
good,
Baby. I actually like country. I listen to a lot of country.
Yes.
So like Luke
I
Combs.
think this is the first thing we get along. We agree
Yeah.
on.
I love country. So I
We actually-
do sing a lot of country.
We actually have always got along great until I saved your ass and found your ball at Torrey Pines.
you
and
made me a
still-
lot of money.
You still haven't paid me anything for that.
You want to
don't
go
got
get
my
food
cut.
after this? Like, you want another watch?
Sushi.
Yeah, I'd rather watch.
Okay.
What's
Nobu?
CBS pay
He
for
did
the
make
food?
me
Need
like
something at Nobu?
shit.
He finished second.
Yeah, we did. Tied
Yeah.
second that
Where'd
week.
you hit one sideways?
No,
Oh,
we're-
it was pissing rain at Torrey. It
was hailing.
17th hole. We're like on the cut line. He hits his shot just right of the green. Can't find it. Plugged. And of course, he's so low to the ground. He just walks
Oh, here we go. Here
like
we
a
go.
He's like,
You can see it.
he's like one of those little truffle pigs, just fucking goes right to it. Hey, I got it here, Xander.
If you would have paid me my cut, I could be flying private. Jesus.
You're right.
This is good.
I'll
Cheap
pick you up one
bastard.
day in a private
Oh,
flight.
will you? I never turn down a free private jet ride. If it's yours, I think I'm gonna have to turn it down because I'll never hear
I
the
would
end
take
of it.
there's a no chance of that.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
No,
probably-
no.
I'd
I
probably
called
still get
them.
on.
I'm like, hey,
I
man,
wouldn't be
I'm on
happy
the
about it,
tarmac.
though.
No, dude.
You wanna
Putin
go?
could be like, hey, I'm headed to Wisconsin. Like, mind if I hop on?
Yeah.
You
He
got
doesn't
some-
turn him down.
You got some room over there?
We're kind of
Con?
bouncing all over the place, but I mean,
Yeah, it's
you got
great.
5 wins. You're also part of an Olympic gold medal.
Yeah.
One over there. I gotta ask. I mean, it's weird because there's no money on the line. Xander gets a gold medal. You get the flag. What'd you do with that Olympic flag?
Oh, it's hanging up in my office. Like that was probably that's my.
Damn it! I got bad information.
What did he say I did with it?
Well, no, rumor has it you didn't get the flag.
Oh, I got the flag.
Oh,
I almost
I heard
grabbed
Pops
all
took
18
it.
of them.
I heard
Ogre tried to grab it.
Yeah,
His dad.
His dad tried to take
He's
it.
like, "That's my flag," and I'm like, "Bullshit! It's your flag." And his German,
Yeah.
like, "That's my flag. I want it." I'm like, "No, you're not getting this."
Go get 17.
He's like, "Caddies, that's not a thing. They don't get the flag." I'm like, "What?"
Was the check from the Olympics the smallest check Xander's ever wrote you?
Might be, yeah. I think it might have been.
$3,000 or something like
It
that.
was like 5,000, I think. Yeah.
Damn.
God, you
For
must
just beating the globe?
Well, they paid him
You
like
beat
nothing.
the globe? Yeah. That
I
doesn't
mean,
seem right.
CT
And no
Pan
blue.
and Rory Sabatini made more money than Xander just because of the federations. They're paying.
Are you,
CT
Oh,
Pan
yeah,
made
are you
yeah,
complaining
that's right.
about it?
No, I'm not. It was the best win experience.
Why
I've
do you
ever
hate
had.
America?
He
What'd
didn't
you
fly
get?
private there.
Yeah.
What'd you
wasn't
do
private.
in the Olympics, Jelly?
Yeah, how'd you do?
Did you do anything seriously
yeah?
after y'all won quail? That was a nice.
Dub and
that was
I
a nice
sent
clip.
it
Did you do
at-
anything? Did you do anything sweet? Did you buy your dogs a car or anything?
No, we played gin like we normally do. We got really intoxicated. We went to our Hampton Inn, and we ran out of wine. I was beating his ass because he couldn't see anything. It was glorious, actually. And then that's it.
I heard you made a rather nice donation to an athletic program.
I did that night. I did.
Oh yeah, you're a Nova fan, aren't
Nova,
you?
yeah.
Nova's football
They were
program.
doing some fundraiser, and I was like, shit, I just won a bunch of money. Here, I'll donate to this program.
Nova just got a new punter on the NIL deal.
They were complaining about they didn't have a football team or something. I was like, here's for the next
Your
quarterback.
wife Heather's over here like, what in the hell are you talking about right
Here's
now?
$5,000. Go get
Yeah.
yourself a kicker.
You didn't know y'all were big Villanova donors? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, big time.
Big guy.
They got
Ducks
season
and
tickets.
Nova.
Yeah. We're sideline passes whenever we want them.
Y'all keep the running tab on Jen, right?
Yeah.
You and Dub. Where does it stand right now?
He won last night. He's up.
Oh, he's
I
gonna
know,
be
it
feeling
hurts. I wanted-
himself.
Yeah, God.
That's why he asked me today. He asked me, "Hey, you been playing gin?" I didn't even ask him if he did. He was
Yeah.
just looking for that.
Yeah.
Oh, I pounded him.
He was chirping last
Yeah,
night.
he was.
God, there's nothing worse.
Well, Kaiser, I know you're a huge Denver Bronco fan, as is the man next to you.
Yeah,
Yep.
let's
You got-
ride.
You
Let's
got my
ride.
guy
Let's
Sean
ride.
We're
Payton.
gonna ride. We're
Sean
Running the
Payton's
show. How we feeling about the season?
Great. I mean, Sean Payton. If anyone could fix Russ, it's Sean Payton.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna have a healthy Javonte Williams. Our defense is always good. Just picked up Frank Clark. We're gonna be good.
You got that problem in Kansas City, though.
Yeah. Well,
Vision's no problem. We get the wild card.
San
Doesn't
Diego's
matter.
not bad, too, by
Just
the way.
slide us in.
who's San Diego?
Well, they don't have a team.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't.
They're
I
in
think
LA.
that exists, but it's LA.
You
But
talking about
whatever.
the
We know where you were.
San Diego Waves MLS team or what?
Chargers. We'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
All the caddies love sports, and most of the ones that I know love to fire a little bit. Let's use football for an example. Give me a guy that this might be you, by the way. A guy to show up at the range or the lunch or whatever. Be like, I got a lock. Here's the lock. That never hits. Who's the guy?
It's 100%.
Jelly?
I don't have any locks.
You got like
No, you
text
have
me about
no
like
locks.
horse races in Dubai. You're
Those
like,
days
I gotta
are over.
be on
Those
this,
days are over.
I got a fast
I
pony.
bet a few
over in
WNBA
Dubai.
games, and when those WNBA games weren't locks anymore, I was like, all right.
Oh yeah,
I'm
that's
out.
what you had was women.
Yeah.
He was women's basketball everything for a while.
Jesus,
Is that a
Jello.
low?
It's
Is
like-
that a low?
He's like,
That's heavy.
I like the sparks tonight. I was
Yeah.
like, what are you talking?
It's got to be Dynamite now.
Yeah.
Who's
For sure.
Dynamite?
He caddies for David
Thompson.
David Thompson.
Yeah.
Davis Thompson.
Davis Thompson. Yeah.
Y'all must
Gold
know him
jacket,
really well.
green jacket.
Gibbs,
That's the big
yeah.
deal. It's dynamite.
Dynamite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do y'all ever have like when y'all are like paired together? Y'all got any little side action on your players? Like, hey, I'll take my guy $50 a birdie or whatever. Any
Not
side
really.
action? happening
Not
to him?
really. If
No.
things are going like 6 holes or something, things aren't going well. Like, you want to play for dinner or something. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had like I've had side action with Jordan Spieth while playing with him. Like, hey, guys, how much to hit this within 3 feet? And I'm down like maybe 2,000 on Jordan.
Have you paid him?
Yeah, I slowly pay him. He gives me a lot of free rolls. He feels bad for me.
Running
God,
tab.
he shouldn't.
Why? You fly private.
Yeah, you fly private. man.
Running tab. All right, flying private aside, give a little. Tour players, they're flying private. You got guys. We see that lifestyle on Netflix and all that stuff. What's the average week of a caddy like? Do guys room together? Are you going out to dinner with your players? Are you going out to dinner with other caddies? What's it like?
I think maybe not hotels, but houses and
Yeah.
stuff like Airbnb houses and rent a room or like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's honestly one of the best caddies. Not because he's here. He freaking works his ass off, and we'll go walk golf courses and try to get the best lines and the best spots to hit it and where we get it up and down. And
Yeah.
we do that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and
Major
hopefully it's
weeks
good enough.
are-
Yeah,
Major
give me
weeks
a
are
major
brutal.
week. Like, what's
Yeah.
that
Like-
pregame prep like? How
Especially-
are you rolling balls, doing all? Because
Yeah.
sometimes
Especially
you don't know
this
where
week
the pins will
because
be.
you don't know, you haven't been to this golf
Yeah.
course. You don't know there's no info on it.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow, I'll spend a lot of time watching tomorrow's action.
Yeah.
too.
It's a lot. I mean, last year at St. Andrews, I think I walked 27,000 steps every day. Like,
Oh my
it was
God.
ridiculous. I walked minimum 27 holes a day.
It didn't work.
Didn't really work.
No.
Yeah.
What's one?
28.
Because
Yeah.
y'all have had so many chances at winning a major. What's the one when you look back, you're like, we really should have got that one? That's not to you, John. That's to
surprisingly, I would say it was Carnoustie in 18.
Austin. Okay.
Yeah, where Francesco came from behind and won. We finished second, but that's the one I look back. I'm like, dude, he was playing like we should have won that one. That's the one we should have won.
Not the Masters.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not the
that's the
Masters.
thing with like Hideki. The fact we were 5 back going into the back 9.
Yeah.
And we got it to 2 back, and I'm like, didn't expect that. Like, never had the lead. Like people saying like, oh, he hit it in the water. That was a choke. I'm like, we were 2 back at that point. Like we had a 2-shot lead and did that. That's a
Because
choke.
Hideki bogeyed the last 2, or
Well, he made
Yeah.
a bogey on 18, but
Yeah.
he missed like a 7-8
Yeah.
footer. Like he should have been a par.
Xander caught a mud ball on 16.
Yeah, mud ball off the tee.
I hate when that
Unbelievable.
happens.
Yeah.
That happens to me
Caddy
a
error.
lot.
Caddy
Bad
error.
lies on the
Blame it
tee.
on me.
yeah.
I get bad lies
All
on
right,
the tee all
John,
the
this
time.
one's for you because you get 1 week off a year, and the sleazy man steps in and caddies for Wyndham
Yeah.
at Colonial. I need a full report of how Wyndham rates Sleaze as a caddy the following week.
Well, the first year they finished like 20th, and he's like, God, Drew knows this course. He
I know it.
By the way, his scoring average on there apparently is what I've heard is like 75 in college.
Oh, that's what you heard.
Yeah,
Just like I grew up in the hood in Denver too. You hear a lot of dumb shit.
But the first year he's like, oh my God, he was awesome, this and that, and telling me how great he was. I was like, freaking hire him then if he's that great. Then the second time it's like, God, I could have used you. He's talking. He's couldn't read a green, and so it's like
that
So
sounds
there's
exactly right. I actually believe all of that. By the
Yeah.
way, by the way, everything was fine. I was doing a hell of a job until like the last 5 holes, and then the wheels started wild. But that's when I was for the first time. I was like, "What do I?"
Because he played
Do
well.
I give him the rah rah? Do I just be
Yeah.
like, or do I give him the spurs?
'Cause he
Like,
bogeyed the last
hey,
4 to
dude, hit the
miss-
fairway with an iron, and we're or 2 birdies coming in. We'd have played in like one of the last 4 groups, and said it was. That was the first time I was like, I felt helpless. I was like,
That's the
I've
first
tried
time you
both
felt
things.
helpless?
I've tried
You played for a long
I've tried the kick in the ass. I've
Yeah.
tried the you're the greatest. Like, come on, you can do it type shit. And it just wasn't working. He was freaking out and everything was going fast. And I was like, dude, I called you right after that. I was like, it was,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That was like at the peak probably before
Welcome
like the
to my
mind started
world there
getting
for a
right.
while,
And I was
yeah.
like, I was like, why don't you just hit driver 330 down the gut like you do every other hole?
Yeah.
Stop trying to hit these 5 irons in the fairway that you blow in the trees.
Yeah.
He wouldn't listen. You know how it goes.
You'd be hired if you listened.
Just make some tweets.
Yeah.
Tell you what I got real good at is raking bunkers that second year. It's like, Jesus, relax. Miss one of these
Usually
things.
you're just a little golden retriever with him. You're just searching all over the world for his ball.
Here, buddy.
Yeah.
Where'd he go? There's no fans around either.
Austin, I know y'all like to have some action on Tuesdays. Normally, I mean, Xander and Patrick Cantlay don't really leave each other's side.
No, they're conjoined twins. Yep.
Who's the favorite duo for them to take down in a practice round on Tuesday?
They love playing against Scotty Scheffler and Sam Burns.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't have
Yeah.
guessed that.
Yeah, they play with them quite a bit.
Who's up?
It's actually probably pretty even. There was one time we played with them at the Masters, and we just played 9 holes. And Sam, I think, birdied like 4 of the first 5, and then there was a rain delay, and they were up like 4 on us. And they're like, "Oh, got to cancel the bet." So they're every time we see them or start a bet, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have a rain delay." But yeah, it's good. Like it's literally they could film that, you know.
Sounds like a money game with Drew.
Yeah, sometimes weather comes in and,
Weather.
and it's called off and it's
Yeah.
null and void.
Mama's calling. I gotta go.
Gotta go.
Yeah.
You know, they're close to like their friendship. Sam and Scotty are kind of like maybe the closest thing to Xander and Cantlay. I'll ask all you guys this because both of you all have players who have won before, so there'll be no hurt feelings. But you're around all the dudes out there, right? You see them all week in, week out. Give me the guy that hasn't won yet on the PGA Tour that you think maybe next up.
Oh, Sahith.
Yeah, I
sure.
agree.
The short game? Well,
His short game's nasty.
it's sickening, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really. I mean, look, I'm happy he didn't win because we beat him at Travelers. We pounded him.
Yeah.
But
But he's like 17th on FedEx this year. Hasn't
he's
won.
so
That's
good. Yeah,
so hard
he's
to
so
do.
Playing a lot
consistent.
of good
Yeah.
golf. And if he
Um,
drives it straight, it's like from that point in, really,
Yeah.
really good. It's just
Yeah.
kind of get in the fairway.
no, for sure.
Sahith for both of y'all.
And
Yeah.
yeah, Sahith.
And he's a good kid. I like him. I mean,
He's a
that
really
guy,
nice kid. Yeah.
Jelly
Trying to
loves
think of
him.
it.
I love him. And Wyndham has a hard time with it because I've loved him in college. He hit like one little flop shot, and I was like, "The kid's gonna be a PGA Tour star." He's like, he hits it all over the place. I was like, "Watch."
Yeah.
He's got some
plugged.
game, man.
He's got some
He's
game,
cool. He
yeah.
really gets it. Other than the decision at Travelers, which gift
Yeah.
wrapped it for y'all.
I wasn't too mad about that.
No, not too bad. Just go ahead and blade in that bunker one more time.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
caddy on the PGA Tour most likely to hire an agent.
To hire an agent.
Hire an
Gino.
Are we going into Are we going into the most likely stuff? I guess.
Gino,
You know, right now, yeah. I mean, I've seen him sign more autographs this week than Xander.
I said the same thing a couple weeks ago. He signed. There was like a line of
Yeah.
kids and adults, and he's signing
Yeah.
for. And Wyndham walks by, he just won, and he signed 0.
Yeah,
and I was
none.
like,
We're at the U.S. Open today, and here comes Joel, and Joel's buddy is carrying the bag. I'm like, "Where's Gino?" And Joel's like, doing an interview and signing autographs. I was like, Jesus, what is
didn't
happening
have time
here
for this
right now?
shit.
Literally bigger than his player.
yeah,
Yeah.
Boy.
And
Just a side gig.
Joel's the man. But
Yeah.
Joel is the man. That relationship's pretty good. too.
yeah, it's good.
Pretty damn good. All right, give me the caddy who's the biggest fluke to ever place in the closest to the pin contest at the Players.
It's probably me.
You play?
You won.
I won.
You
Yeah.
won?
really? Yeah. 2018?
God,
How close?
7 feet.
Good shot.
It was
Jelly,
good.
Where
It
were
was
you?
blowing. Yeah, where were you
Jelly,
that day?
the lights have gotten you, bud. Because
Nah.
you're a great iron
Nah, I
player,
hit a
and you
good
don't
shot,
even green
yeah.
it most of the time.
I get bad yardages.
Yeah, window. Exactly.
Was that it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fleener.
dude.
He's gonna be mad, but Fleener.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be the biggest upset.
He was
Yeah.
the 2020 Players Champion.
That's
He's
right.
the only one who won.
The
that.
only one.
Yeah.
he told me he
cashed.
won. I was like, what?
The only cash
Yeah.
that year.
God,
Yeah,
he
that's
could
probably right.
sing too. Speaking of karaoke,
He was singing last night, by the way, at this party.
Was he? Yeah.
Till late.
He can go. He loves it. He
Yeah.
does not pass up a karaoke session.
No.
He might need an agent for real.
Yeah, actually, he's
He
second.
keeps going.
Yeah. The sax thing, you missed out.
All
Yeah,
right.
you did miss out
Most
on
likely tour player to split the dinner bill with their caddy.
No comment on that one.
No, you got to say something.
That's not an option.
No comment. That'd be me. I think.
Yeah, I'm not going to really say anything on that. Because I don't know the guy very well, but I just hear some stuff. We'll just
So you're
keep
out
it
there.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
fine.
So I'm going to plead the fifth.
that. Okay. That's fair. You can do that on the show. We've heard a couple feelings on this one, so you can tread lightly.
Brett Waldman has called me 7 times during
Yeah.
during a caddy episode because he got insulted.
Oh, I know.
He gets sensitive
he's soft.
anyways, yeah.
He's gonna call me now after I just said that.
Or you can make amends on that right here. Caddy, if you put him in a field, most likely to make the cut or come closest to making a cut in a tour event.
Depends on the course.
Yeah.
If you go to like a short hitters course, Griner's probably.
I was gonna say Griner on Puerto Rico. I think Griner could make the cut, or
yeah,
one of those.
Hang around.
like a short course.
Hang around.
But you get him on like Torrey South, he has 0 chance.
Yeah,
Most people don't have a chance out there. Griner?
yeah.
Is that the answer?
Griner.
Yeah.
There's a couple.
Jelly,
I mean,
you and Griner straight up right now?
He'd probably get,
he'd
probably-
pound
you need
you.
some
he'd probably
pops.
get me.
and
Yeah.
I don't even like giving the guy credit, but he'd pound you.
I don't think he'd pound me.
Really?
No. I played well last time. I
Hey,
played.
dude, he shot
Okay.
68
Yeah, I'm done.
or whatever last
Yeah.
time out.
Going out
I'm
on top.
I'm going. Yeah, he ain't beating me last week. I promise you that.
All right, each of you most nervous you've ever been caddying for your guy.
Oh, 18 at the Olympics. We had a 4-footer that was the hardest read I've ever seen. It was like literally looked like a zigzag, and I'm like, "Where you?" He's like, "Where you like this?" I'm like, "Straight."
Yeah,
He's like, "I like it. Yeah, we're going straight."
and you had to make it to win.
Had to make it to win.
Sick.
It was You could see me like in the coverage, like a fist pump. He didn't even do anything.
He didn't
I'm,
do
like,
anything,
celebrating his
dude.
shit,
He
about
didn't
to
do
jump
any-
in the lake
'cause
and
there was,
shit.
There was no fans, right? It was
There's
the
no
strangest
fans.
thing.
They
Is
had
for the
some
gold
fake
medal,
fans,
big
and then,
putt, no one
like-
around. It was, and like he
Yeah.
didn't even celebrate. I was like,
Yeah.
that's a gold.
Yeah, it was sick.
Jelly?
'Cause he hits in the trees.
Probably early in his career, we struggled to keep our card there for a few years, and we needed to make the cut maybe at Wyndham or something, and he made the cut, and I was like, God, if we miss this, there's a chance we don't keep our card. I think it was Wyndham or maybe the week before, but
Yeah, it's tough.
somewhere there where it was like his early years where it was like, God, kid's too good to do this, but we need to make it, but he made it, and look at him now.
Austin doesn't even know what that life's like. I mean, they finished third in the FedEx Cup his
Yeah.
rookie
He
year.
was
Yeah.
at 25,000 feet eating sushi.
Yeah.
Did Wyndham keep his card?
Like, who's
Gives
this
a shit.
Wyndham kid?
Another glass of champagne, please.
Yeah, no.
Kaiser books the Ritz-Carlton in Atlanta at the start of the year.
Hey,
Yeah.
Can't knock it.
I leave, and then as I'm leaving, hey, can I just
you
run,
and Mitch,
run it back?
You and
No,
Keith
no.
would have a good relationship.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I
Cashmere?
mean?
Yeah.
Cashmere and you.
He's the
It'd
man.
be
I
nice.
love Cashmere Keith.
All right, here's one that's not a most likely, but player you look forward to playing with, getting paired with the most, because you know the post-shot commentary is great.
Hatton.
Oh, yeah. I mean, based off
That's
post
not
shot, yeah.
close.
Yeah.
Is there? I knew he'd be like 1A, but is there another dude that like doesn't get the pub that Hatton gets? Because he's like known for it now.
Joel's
you almost
pretty
expect
fun.
it.
Damon's pretty fun because, you know, if he's misses a few shots, it's like, should I look at my phone now and book my flight? Just like mid-round, third hole. Yep, I'm out of here. But Hatton, I told Dub this the other day. I was like, God, if I could caddy for one guy for a couple of weeks, it'd be him. I think it would be the best.
Yeah.
Because then I would act like my old golfing self, and I'd be throwing clubs too. It'd be amazing. The
Yeah.
two
Yeah,
of
you could
us
actually
Yeah,
be
club
yourself.
throwing
for once.
contest.
instead of telling
Break
Dub,
it.
oh, you're so
Break
good.
it, bitch.
Yeah.
That was a horrible,
Please.
horrible shot.
So on Saturday at Byron Nelson, myself and Amanda Ritter had a set on the 17th hole there, and he came and joined us.
I remember that.
and
yeah.
he was so bad.
So
He
bad.
was incredible. Like, he was – I love the guy. Like, we have conversations. I was like, he'll be awesome sitting with us.
No.
So he agrees to come over. He's terrible. Tries to
Terrible.
call a shot. Terrible. The next day I have his group. He's got 20 feet for eagle. He misses it 3 feet short and right. Ends up making birdie. Walks over to me and goes, that putt was almost as bad as my fucking commentary yesterday.
I would love the caddy.
is.
for him.
I thought he would light that thing up too.
I
but he
did
was just-
too.
it was not in the cards.
The red light went on and he got nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Thing
we
happens.
talk about how great your players are at all times. Right off the top of your head, worst shot you've seen your guy hit. Only one, John.
God, there's a lot in there. Jelly.
I got a lot of scar tissue.
Yeah.
We played that PXG driver there for a while, and I was like, I would look at him and was like, how the hell did that ball get to where it got? But,
Hopefully Bob Parsons isn't
Say
listening.
Bob Parsons is going to kill you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
there goes them.
And
as
you have a hit
sponsor.
out
Way to
on your
go.
face.
I'll be a goner here shortly.
There's got to be one that just pops in. You're like, oh, my God, that was horrendous.
I had Bahamas last year. We were playing in Tiger's tournament, and he hits his shot. I think it was a shank. I'm not even sure, but it was like a high shank, and it plugs in the sand like 50 right, and we're hitting an 8-iron. I'm like, what the hell was that? Like, it's like, oh. I'm like, did you shank that? Like quietly,
Yeah.
and you know, and we're having fun. It's a fun week. Like we're out there messing around. He's, you know, it's hero. It's like I don't know. That's probably the worst shot I've ever hit. I'm like, yeah, that was 100% the worst shot I've ever
Pushed
seen.
an 8-iron, terrible shot, worst shot ever. Jesus.
I mean, it
Win
was like
the game.
60-yard push with wind off the right too. That's the sad part.
You don't have one off the top of your head for Wyndham?
I mean, no, I don't have one off the top of my head, unfortunately.
You have 100?
I haven't been there for a while. No, I don't have one. He doesn't hit any bad ones anymore. It's amazing.
Okay.
He does.
Now you're such a
Guy
kiss
keeping
ass.
his job. All right, easier one. You can fluff him. Give me the one shot that stands out like, oh my God, that's the best shot I've ever seen you hit.
College. He hit a 3-iron at in Denver. Where's the second playoff event next year?
Cherry Hills?
Castle
No,
Pine.
Castle Pines.
Castle Pines.
Yeah.
The first hole, par 5. He hit a 3-iron that went higher than any one of my 60-degree sand wedges from like 265. I still tell him to this day it was the best shot I've ever seen anybody hit. It was unbelievable to like 8 feet. And he missed it and made birdie.
I think that
He missed it.
He missed
Throw
it.
that in there.
And then he whipped it.
Yeah.
I think that shot you guys hit on the drivable hole at Wells Fargo, you guys laid up. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah,
guys-
that took some.
to the back pin.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
that was
most
nice.
guys would leave that 40 feet short,
Yeah.
and he just hits it to 3 feet after we just hit it to hammy
Yeah.
peen for birdie. I'm like, oh my.
Yeah, that shot was pretty clutch.
Trying to pick one up on him, no chance, and then that's where it would.
You got one for Xander?
Quail Hollow, that following hole, this was on Saturday. He had 250 front. Wind was like slightly help,
Yeah.
and he had 270 hole. And I'm like, hybrid's just going right over the green, dude. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's like 4-iron in the front bunker. Your bunker game's nasty. He's like, I think I could get a 4 in there. I'm like, okay, but, you know.
He pitched like 1 on and he made eagle.
And he
It was
beagled that
amazing.
thing. And beagled that.
It was
Yeah.
like the best. He's like, dude, I hit that thing dead in the nuts. I'm like, all right.
This guy's not going away. This little.
Yeah.
Just go away. Let us win one.
Dude, can we just cruise in one
Yeah.
time?
You know my favorite round y'all ever played was at Kapalua when you came from behind to beat Gary
Yeah,
Woodland.
that
That's
was
got to be one of the
sick. Oh,
sweetest
Gary,
ones.
I love looking at Gary's face walking up. I give him shit every once in a while, too. I'm like, hey, man, remember Kapalua 19? Any
Was it
chance?
61 or 62 y'all shot?
11 under, so it
So
was
62.
62, yeah.
Yeah, Gary had a 5-shot lead and shot 68 or
Yeah,
something. 5 under par.
bogey-free,
Bogey free,
bogey-free.
5 under with a 5-shot lead and
Bogey
lost.
free. And we
How
beat
quickly
him.
does he bring up the U.S. Open, though, after you say that?
Yeah, Mr. America.
Yeah,
The-
sorry. Yeah.
Dude,
Were you at
you're
Pebble? Yeah.
Yeah,
I was.
We finished third at Pebble, too. He beat
Yeah.
us there, so I guess he got even.
Awesome.
What's the dumbest shit your guy has to carry in the bag every day that doesn't need to be there?
Well, we carry a level and we don't do any of that stuff on the green.
When
I finally
caddy-
just took it out. There's peanut butter sandwiches.
Yes.
There's
I was about to say.
That's my fault though. Like I'm looking at this thing, it has more mold on it than like that's me. But he's got more snacks in there, and he's a little bird. I don't get it.
When I took the bag and I cleaned it when I had to carry the big one, there was shit in there. I was like, this is a 7-month-old peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah,
and
so beat.
it was just, I
was
needed
my
gloves
fault.
to go clean that thing
Yeah.
out. It was nasty. Nasty.
Yeah.
Xander carry anything dumb in there?
No,
Keep it light?
I make sure. I like prep his bag every night and
God.
make sure nothing.
He's just
I used to take it
Tuck
home
him
with
in.
me and
You could
sleep
learn a
with
lot
him.
from him.
I literally used to
I
cuddle
bought
with
him a
his
car.
clubs and buy him a car too.
I got an Uber
bought
for
his 7-iron
his
car.
bag.
No,
Takes it to the
he
hotel.
carries. No, I mean everything. He carries a lot of like pain meds, but never takes them. I don't know, like Aleve, and he has Aleve, Advil, and Tylenol in there. And I'm like,
Perfect. That's good to know next
be
time I follow your group.
prepared.
'Cause I probably need
That's
it.
why it's
Yeah.
rattling
Yeah.
all the way down.
when
the
you're
fairway.
hungover and
Yeah.
you need it, just
Yeah.
let me know, man.
When I'm hungover.
Yeah.
When he's not hungover.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. When it just
That's
needs
when
a
he
little
feels
pick-me
weird.
up.
Yeah.
You got anything else for us, Sleaze?
I think this was.
Dude, this was fantastic. I
You guys want to do it again next week? It's
Yeah.
like we're just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got some more stories.
You are the best, man. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
boys.
guys.
Appreciate y'all.
It's fun.
All right. Well, that was John Ellis and Austin Kaiser joining us on Subpar.
Special.
Wow. That's
Special.
so much fun. The caddies just let it rip. But how about the week both of them had? I mean, Xander opens with 62 after the night before coming on Subpar.
Mhm.
John Ellis, he's got a damn part of a trophy.
He's making a shitload of money this year, the Jelly Man. There ain't
Good.
no more Motel 6s with the sleeves. Homeboys upgraded.
But man, so happy for both of them, all the success they've had. But John Ellis, he's stuck by Wyndham Clark's side. Obviously left the University of Oregon as his assistant coach to go out and caddy for him. And now they've won 2 of the biggest tournaments on the PGA Tour schedule, the Wells Fargo, and now he's a major champion at the U.S. Open. But these guys, they're just hilarious. How about how bougie our man Austin Kaiser is? We don't fly commercial.
I love him. There's no way he stays in San Diego as much as he loved it there.
No
if your
chance.
boss moves to Florida and you're popping on the bird, PJ, it's hard to go in reverse. Everyone works super hard, like PGA Tour players included. Like I'm flying commercial, and then I go to first class, and then I made it. I'm flying private. It's hard to go backwards. Like I fly private everywhere. And he's like driving to Vegas, by the way, to hop on the bird, as opposed to like, I'll just meet you in Dallas or whatever. Going backwards, tough look. But I didn't really said hello to Austin and things like that around the way. He's awesome.
Yeah.
I know Jelly since way, way back, obviously. But Austin, when Jelly was like, oh, yeah, he's one of my close buds, I was like, I'm sure he's awesome. And then talk with him, I was like, this dude's sweet.
He's great, man.
Big fan going forward.
He talks shit going down the fairways out there. It's great. He's a fantastic caddy. Him and Xander been together since day one, pretty much, of his professional
Both of these
career.
guys have been with their dudes since like the jump. And Jelly was assistant coach for Dub up at Oregon. And as we mentioned, Jelly had a reputation for probably being the biggest hothead on all the jicks. And then Wyndham at the time, back in the day, dude, would run hot, super hot. So when they teamed up, I was like, who's gonna be the guy to level shit out when you guys get running bad out there? And he's like, no. And to his credit, like he's a total opposite dude on the bag than he was when he was playing. But oh my God, the fastest club breaks in the history of golf tournaments you've ever seen.
I said it on air at CBS, walking with Wyndham there. I said he was Tyrrell Hatton as a player, and now he's Tony Robbins as a caddy. I mean, he does such a great job when we listen into him and Wyndham talking. He is so positive, so direct. They don't waste any time. It's great. I mean, I think a lot of us, I was a guy who could get very down on myself. You look back now and you're like, my God, if I could have just been like
why didn't I
this.
see that? Or why didn't I try to do something different? I mean, Ellis was a guy, like, I can distinctly remember playing the final round of a group, and we were in the hunt, and there's some jick out in California, and we step up to this par 3, and it's like 200 yards. And Ellis is like a club longer than me. He used to smash it, so I was like, it's a 5 for me. It's perfect, whatever. I hit the 5. I see Ellis get up. I look in his bag, and he's got the 7. I'm like, 7? What do you? It's like into the wind. It's probably playing 210.
He probably broke his 6.
He's aiming over here. Yeah, so he slams this thing in there. I was like, and it goes short in the bunker, and he freaks out and all this stuff. I was like, dude, 7 iron? Like, what are you talking about? He's like, broke my 6 yesterday.
Yeah.
Couldn't hit the 5. And I was like, okay, yeah, there you go.
Well, that was a lot of fun, and congratulations to John Ellis and Wyndham Clark on winning the U.S. Open. The PGA Tour is in full swing, and you can get in on the action with FanDuel. Sign up, and you'll get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000 back in bonus bets. We are on to the Travelers Championship, a designated event. These boys, no resting, guys. You just played a major championship. Go fly across the country and now tee it up for $20 million out in Travelers, home of one of the worst fans.
That's
One of the
right.
worst
This
fans
is the
in
week.
Yes.
It's time for my public service announcement. If you know the Colt heckler or know of him and we can locate him and contact him, please reach out via social media or my phone number. As you mentioned earlier, 970. Figure it all out. Need to meet this dude and figure out what it's all about.
But another loaded field at a great golf tournament. The crowds do come out. This one is a fun one. We're going to have top 20 bets, head-to-head matchups, whatever you want, outright winners. Right now is the perfect time to join FanDuel. The app is safe, secure, and easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options and props, including first-round leaders, top 10s, matchups, whatever you want. And when you win, you get paid instantly. So get inside the ropes from now until the Tour Championship. I have a feeling you might be staying away from your boy Wyndham Clark this week.
Based on the FaceTime I received last night, I would say the expectations are low.
All right, well, I'm going to go with a guy. He finished tied for 14th at the U.S. Open. Kind of had it was like he was kind of all over the place. But this golf course, not the longest on the PGA Tour. It's actually under 7,000 yards, which is very rare. I love this place. But he's going off at 25-1. I'm going Colin Morikawa as my favorite.
I like that. Yeah, he played good enough golf. Wasn't necessarily, I wouldn't call it like in the mix at the end, but played good enough golf and seemed to be just kind of hovering around that all week. I'm kind of going for the same strategy, Cole. I want guys that are in good form, coming off a nice week at the U.S. Open, but aren't going to be exhausted from the final round grind or super disappointed in the way they finished. So I'm kind of hovering around the same thing. I'm going to go Victor Hovland. He's going off at 20-1, finished 19th at the U.S. Open. Kind of the same thing. Would make a move, fall back, and then kind of, come back to the top 20-ish. But he just won at Memorial. He's in good form. And I think he's a guy that's young enough to not be worn out from the grind and then flying across the country. And I think he's still up for it. So give me Vicky, 20-1.
Well, I'm not totally for sure about this, but I think my dark horse is the youngest player in the field. My little man, Tom Kim, going off at 40-1, has been struggling the last month or so. Just finished tied for 8th at the U.S. Open. When I think about the Travelers Championship and TPC River Highlands out there, it's just like, okay, it's pretty narrow. It's 6,900 yards. Length isn't that big a deal. It just screams Tom Kim for me.
Putt it, wedge it. I totally agree. And he had a nice little, resurgence. Had a great opening 9.
About time, Joe.
Yeah, Joe.
About time you caddy better.
So I like that pick a lot. I'm gonna go with the guy. The time's coming for this guy too. I don't think his ceiling is like what we're talking about Wyndham, but he's been hanging around for a while. Denny McCarthy is going off at 60-1. Same way I was looking at Victor Hovland. He played well enough last week, but didn't use a ton of energy up. 20th at the U.S. Open. He's finishing the top 25 in 7 of his last 9 events. He had that really close one where he lost in a playoff to the guy I picked as my favorite, Victor Hovland. He's playing good golf, and this golf course, especially like you said, it's not super long. His ball striking is good, but not elite. But his putter is as good as there is. So give me Denny McCarthy, 60-1.
I don't know how the hell he's 60-1. He's ranked like 35th in the world.
There's a lot of good players in this field apparently, but yeah, you're getting Denny at 60-1.
All right, well, go to FanDuel.com/subpar and sign up. That's FanDuel.com/subpar to get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000 in bonus bets. FanDuel, official betting operator of the PGA Tour. Must be 21 years and older and present in select states. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Hope is here. Gambling helpline ma.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts. Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369 in New York. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, or Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777, or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700, or visit ksgamblinghelp.com in Kansas, 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana, or www.mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland, 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming, or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia. Once again, congratulations, Wyndham Clark. You are a major champion, the 123rd U.S. Open. Go enjoy it, my friend. We'll talk to you on next week's Subpar.